Welcome Wanderers, my name is NomadNeph and today we are going to be checking out Heartopia. I went in a little blind, but the art style is incredibly fun, and after the intro animation, we talk to a disembodied star that I tell that my heart led me here, and that I look like a plastic surgeon's after pictures, which it uses to decide what it thinks I look like, and that's when we get to create our character by picking skin color, hairstyle, eyebrows, eye shape, eye color, or how I like to call it, blindness level, and last, clothes. Finally, we are ready to jump into this new world, and jump the game wants me to, but first, let's acknowledge the two automatons staring at me. The first one being Annie, who asks how our day is going, and we can ignore her and click welcome to town, which she's way too into for some reason, but I'm gonna ignore that. Now, this game is an incredible amount of dialogue, so I'll be giving you the TLDR, starting with Annie asking what our name is. Ah, perfect. I hate you? Wow, how wonderful, isn't it? Then she has us pick our favorite style of house, and I like this one because it reminded me of the house from Up, and immediately it has us sign the deed. Yippee! I'm a homeowner! And that home materializes from absolutely nothing, so no wonder it was so cheap. And after it's done settling, the second robot standing outside of our new home wants to tell us about the workbench and how it can make us furniture, which we also received the recipe for, and luckily for us, he was nice enough to leave all the materials that we need in our living room. So now we can make a workbench, which we will put down next to the front door and make our first piece of furniture, which honestly, I know I have the recipe, but even then, I wouldn't be confident I could actually build a bed from scratch. But, oh well, it's done now, and we now are legally allowed to sleep, but first, we have to go find Bob, so that he can try and sell us stuff. No, I'm not looking for anything, I have to be here. Then he gives us a pickaxe and some new recipes, so we have something to work towards. And to make these, we need materials, so let's harass nature, and after all of our hard work, we can finally make some decorations for our home. And I truly love egg rug. It's so good. I want an egg rug in real life. And the plant is cool, I guess. I'm allowed to find Bob again, and when I do, he gives us an aquarium and a recipe for a tool repair kit. And finally, I can talk to Annie again. I really was worried I wouldn't be able to speak to the NPCs after I spoke to them the last 7,000 times. But this time, Annie tells us about the Developers Guild, which is essentially both the quest list and also how you unlock things through levels. Finally, culminating in us being allowed to go to bed, where we get ambushed by the star we talked to earlier, but this time it is embodied. It says it's also tired from bringing us all here, which is confusing because the intro animation didn't show them bringing us here, and then it claims one of us might be special.
I don't know! I'm so confused!
There's probably a ton of story I've missed, but I just genuinely at this point want to play the game. It's been so much reading. After our dream sequence, we wake up in the flyest pajamas of all time before using our wizard magic to teleport our regular clothes back on. And then we head out to check our mail. Hey! Where'd you come from? They literally weren't there just a second ago. But this is Vanya, an unexpected visitor. Vanya is the town's best fisher and also the person who's going to tell us how to use the repair kit.
I wish I had a free bag of chips.
Because their fishing rod is broken, which they have the materials for, so we will make it for them so they can teach us how the fishing mechanic works. Why did I move like that? Why did that happen? Don't do that. Now repairing the fishing rod upgrades your Developers Guild, which gives you a hobby token, which Vanya explains is how you are allowed to start learning new talents, such as fishing. Okay, real talk, I'm sure that once all the tutorials are over, it won't feel like I'm reading a book, but I just want to play the game, and I feel like I haven't been able to get into a flow, which is less a complaint about this game and more a complaint about how excessive tutorials are. But anyways, let's learn how to fish. Basically, you aim with the little fish logo, and when they snag on, then you reel it in until the line becomes red. If it's too red, then the line snaps. After my first time fishing, I got stuck. I simply wasn't allowed to walk, so I had to shut the game down, and it kept happening no matter how much I cried for help. Until I eventually found this button, which granted me teleportation, and I was finally freed from fish prison. And now to exact my revenge. I don't know what I was expecting, but at least I know what I have to do now. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I know it's me, but I've pressed every button, so I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. But I just did this 3 times, and it eventually worked. And after catching one more fish, we can go back to talk with Vanya. They tell us to go explore the town, and then we get a call from Annie, who tells us to go explore the town. And just in case it wasn't clear, Vanya tells us to go explore the town, so I suppose we will. And oh boy, am I glad that I did, because look at this absolute cutie patootie! Now, I believe that cat ownership is a hobby, so I'm hoping they will love me forever. Okay, what the fuck? Before entering the town, we spot a plot device in the form of a poster for the exact store that we are going to, so yay. We did get to walk through the city, and I do still love the art style of the game, and the city is incredibly cute. And since tomorrow is Easter, as I'm playing, it's all decorated with Easter bunnies and eggs, so that's pretty cool. I love worlds that change with real life time and do like holidays, things like that, but compliments aside, we've arrived at the clothing store, where we meet the owner, Dorothy, who's having such bad allergies that she can't set up her store. And also the poster has gone missing, but oh boy, we found it already. Luckily, setting up the store is as easy as clicking on boxes, and also I noticed there's a tree trying to enter through the wall. But now we get to see how all our hard work paid off. Which, the clothes in this game are actually sick. Which is rad for us, because our next mission is to buy new clothes, and honestly, I didn't even realize this until I'd already bought this outfit. I look sick as hell, I know it. Also, there seems to be hidden knickknacks around that gives us wood, but now it's time to go right next door to the furniture shop so we can help Bob out. Box, and the last one has a gift for us. Thank you, Box. The table isn't actually ours to keep, but we give it back and can buy this cool toaster for a single coin, which I love because it's a duck. At this point of the recording, we're about an hour in, and aside from some hobbies, that's essentially all I'd like to show you. The game overall feels similar to Animal Crossing, but instead of an entire island, it's filled out a bit of the town, and we have free reign over our house. I attempted gardening, but this is a part of why I'm leaving the game. No matter how hard I tried, I simply couldn't water the plants. And since I've already restarted the game 4 times, I decided that maybe it's best that I left it here before I have a worse opinion of it. Because I do genuinely love the look of it, and I usually love farming sim games. Maybe I just didn't give it enough time, but yeah, there are a ton of hobbies we haven't even touched on, so if you guys want me to continue this off from where we're leaving it today, then let me know, because in my eyes, it's still like an 8 out of 10 farming sim game. Okay, bye. Be the person your dog thinks you are.